Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Good morning, sir.
Your lawyer has asked for me to set you a PR bond on this case and to let you out. You have an open felony. You have an open felony in our courts here. Can you run a full NCIC? What else besides? You have an open DWI in Calcasieu Parish. You have an open DWI in Calcasieu Parish, and you're on parole.
Your Honor, I'm from Louisiana.
Take your time. There's no rush.
And, Judge, I would just ask the court to consider, Mr. Jones does have a permanent address within Houston. He lives together with his wife. He does have stable employment with Texas Steel Converter. So he does have a stable place to stay while his court case is going on as a motivating to court for his court dates.
Thanks.
So, Your Honor, the only out of state I do see is that ending.
How many DWIs in total do we have?
So between those two, there's no conviction drawn for DWI, just the two pending ones, this one and then the one out of Calcasieu Parish. As far though, Your Honor's other criminal history, Your Honor would like to hear.
Sure.
He's a TDC habitual, from what I can see. Currently on parole. And now he's also charged with another third-degree felony with the crime 15.
So it's from a state jail, it's enhanced to a third degree?
It's a third degree because he was over the 1 grade mark.
Do we know, let me ask you this, do we know if a parole hold has been issued or if they're going to?
Let me run that, Your Honor.
Looks like,
Has not been issued yet, Your Honor.
how long has he been on parole?
He got on in 2021, Your Honor. He said 5 TDC. So my guess is he's coming up short on parole.
Since 1995. I see in 1995, 8 cases. I see since 1997, parole violation, 99, parole violation, 12, parole violation, 20, 2 different parole violations. And now, while still on parole, you have 2 open DWIs. Scott, you know, you have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. Mr. Jones, you really, really scare me. If you watch the news every single day, someone dies from an alcohol-related collision in my county. Every single day. You scare me. So while I appreciate your tenacity in asking for a PR bond, I'm going to raise that bond because I think that you are a complete and utter danger to everything that we have here, man. And I cannot possibly give you a PR bond because, Mr. Jones, I don't know if you're going to get out, but I am now going to have you sign with me an affidavit. This is a document where you're going to promise me that you're not going to get into a car for any reason. I don't care what your excuse is. If you get into a car and drive, I can have a contempt hearing. Every single time you get into a car and drive, it's an offense in and of itself, punishable by up to 6 months of jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Not only that, you will get a monitor, a leg monitor, and I'm going to put a curfew on you from 7 in the morning to 7 at night because I don't want you out in the middle of the night. You are not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, and I'm going to put a square monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
He has 2 open DWIs. He's on parole. And he has an open 3rd-degree felony. I cannot possibly give him a PR bond. He scares me.
I just asked the court to consider that this is.
It's okay. I get it, but I want you to understand how serious this is. You know, it's not a joke. So please, just don't kill anyone. That's all I'm asking. Thanks.
Judge, Judge, approaching on Mr. DeAndre Baptiste.
Mr. Kim,
Hi, Judge.
good morning. How are you?
Morning. I'm all right. How are you, Judge?
Pretty good.
Yes, well, Mr. Kim's on Zoom. I'm approaching, I spoke with my client. My client would like me to approach to ask for a bond so he could go and turn himself into the demanding jurisdiction, Worcester County, Maryland. And so
What's the last name?
his last name is Mr. Baptiste, B-A-P.
Good morning, Mr. Baptiste.
How you doing?
So I don't know, I don't know anything about you. I don't know what you're wanted for. I don't know what kind of criminal history you have.
Mm.
A lot of times, whether we give a bond to someone depends on what they're charged with, what kind of criminal history they have.
Mm.
I know that you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, but everybody tells me this guy's purple,
Understand that?
blue, black. So, but paper really tells me who you are because that's how we get to know you in the short time that we have.
No problem.
Mr. Kim, would you like to tell me about him?
Your Honor, he's wanted out of Yavapai County, Arizona for 6 charges, including fraudulent schemes and artifices.
Wrong case.
Oh, hey,
Wrong
that's
case.
me?
Oh, sorry, wrong case. He's wanted out of Pasco, Florida for battered
Oh,
prior.
Case. Wrong case.
0 for 2, man.
Where are the ones?
Baptiste.
Maryland.
Hold on one second, please. Oh, here we go. Sorry. I was reading a different warrant. Okay. He's wanted out of Worcester County, Maryland for theft, but he's wanted out of 6 charges. 6 charges, including fraudulently intending another's identity to use that information to obtain a value of item and currency totaling a little north of $80,000. He's currently on a deferred adjudication for an aggravated assault. And prior to entering into deferred adjudication, but after he was charged, he was also charged with carrying a handgun in a motor vehicle. State would be opposed to a bond, Judge.
So, okay, you went kind of fast on. So he has 6 open charges in Maryland or just 2?
Yes. So he has one count of $21,455.50. He has another count of $10,700. He has another count of $10,695.50. Another count of $42,851. One count of fraudulently intending a possession of personally identifying information, and another of fraudulently intending to obtain another item of or identity, assuming an identity of another individual to obtain an item of value.
Are all these, is it like a theft from a person?
It was a fictitious wire transfer for at least one of them. I'm looking at the affidavits. One is routed through
Do we
PNC
have
Bank.
actual complaining witnesses or victims, especially on the one that's like a 40,000 gig?
That one I can hold on. Here's an account withdrawal. I mean, I can't tell if it's from the bank or from another. If I could just have 30 seconds, I'll take a look at the.
And how old are these cases? Are they new or are they old?
These are relatively new, Judge. This one is from June of 2023. So obviously it was after he entered into deferred adjudication for the aggravated assault. Obviously violating his conditions of the aggravated assault. Let
me tell you the problem that I have, Mr. Baptiste.
Okay.
And the way you conduct yourselves in court
Mm.
and the way that you conduct yourself while you're on probation tells me a lot of who you are and whether you will submit and comply with court orders. Because one of the things that we have is when I give you a bond,
Mm.
you have to go turn yourself in to the demanding jurisdiction within 2 weeks.
That's no problem.
Great. Well,
Okay.
the first thing I did was I wanted to look through your history with the probation that you're on. And in the first thing that I pulled up in this bond violation report, I have here, 5th violation report submitted for failing to report to the bond unit as scheduled. This is the alleged probation that you're on.
That was way.
Stop. I
Okay.
don't want you to explain anything.
I no problem.
The only thing I'm trying to impart to you is the way that you've been on your probation and the fact that you've picked up the 6 cases in Maryland in 23 or 24, whatever it is, and the amount that it is, tells me that it scares me to give you a bond because I don't think that you will comply. And it's unfortunate because I don't like to keep people in, but the reality is paper tells me who you are. And all those bond violation reports, the 6 new cases.
That's
Sorry.
all things. if I may, the
Sure.
6 cases, it doesn't make a distinction whether there's 6 separate transactions or it's all one happening at one time. And so he hasn't been able to answer for that. This is only from 2023. He would like an opportunity to do so. He is going to work out his felony case when he gets up there tomorrow. He's going to have a chance to work it out. I don't know if he'll be able to work it out or not, but it's his first opportunity to do so tomorrow. If he makes bond up there, would you consider giving him a bond then?
No.
No?
It's just the way that the probation has played out and the fact that he has 6 here. I think in my heart of hearts, if I set you a bond, that it's just, you're not going to show up. You know, you're going to do what you want to do because that's what history tells us.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
I understand you. Thank you.
Okay.
Question. Would you mind explaining to me?
This is not, no. This isn't where you get to do what you want to do.
Let's go. All right,
You
thank
can
you.
ask your lawyer and then if it's something, you can talk.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
Wait, sorry.